Now let's talk once again about airplane, Lukashenko, landing of the plane, and the fake operation. Then everybody got crazy that the plane did not crash in Vilnius. So, although I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 university diploma, I do not count. The fifth I do not have because they did not do my dissertation defense procedure. Now I feel like to tell one thing, as it took few days to understand all the message, but as my whole family is targeted all the time, all my life I was persecuted by snipers. First time I was almost in shooting danger when I was only 20 years old. I was not a journalist, I was not a lawyer, I was how to see nobody, but I was in the center of Vilnius and the sniper was looking to my head, this place, through the eye of sniper. The second time was 2004 in Užupis, 12:30 in the night. A crazy drunk guy came with a gun, and the gun was real, and said, I served in a defense system, I have a gun. I remember how I ran, how quickly, and how I left Lithuania. I was afraid. After a few years, bodyguard of ex-president, communist, the great communist of Lithuania, came to the restaurant and shooted to that place. The day before I was eating pelmeni, 5 o'clock in the morning. And that morning we wanted to go, and I said, I'm tired, I will not go. We were painting paintings in the artist plein air, and I almost got shot. I was not famous, I was nobody. 1 year after, sister was killed in our flat, she was nobody. And few years later, a brother disappeared. His death was registered. His sister disappeared. I found my father with a beaten head. He looked like a dead man, but he was still talking, walking and breathing. He is still alive. My father is descendant, direct descendant of Great Duke Radziwill the Black and Radziwill the Orphan. And now I want to talk about this plane crash that have been organized. So, when my family member was, not noble family member, was recruited to destroy all our family, of course she was guaranteed that at least from 4 children she will be left one. But how could she believe about this guarantee? I always wanted to talk to her. I always wanted to say to her that they will sacrifice all of you when you are done with me. You are done with my sister, with my brother, with my niece. You are done with... You destroyed the life of my brother's wife too. They rented a house in Vilnius and they lived happily, although they did not have jobs. But I had 3 jobs, my father had 2 jobs. I would help, why not? This is my brother. And he is nobody knows where. And I'm persecuted with strange accidents after I won United Nations Committee. So I was going to play chess every 3 weeks to Kozloruda and taking a train and going 1 stop or 5 stops. And later I got a job to teach children in the forest village of 1 sector. Doesn't matter. I used this offer and went to teach these sector children, to bring them life into the sector, because they do not see anything. They are radicalized, actually. And they made a Russian train accident the same day I was going to Kozloruda. I got on the train, and the train station of Kaunas security was running like crazy. They were running all around. I understood that terror threat. You understand? I understood. I felt it. And they were saying that the railway broke, and the railway was broke all week long. I went out in Kozloruda, and I saw this Russian train. It has no life. It was carried by Lithuanian train, and with people, and the marketing with goods, the train part was not there, so it was thrown out the rails. And I saw press information, and it was totally different. There was not said that it is terror act, because no, there cannot be terror acts in Lithuania. Later, a man fell in my village and woke up being under the Russian train, of course. Why not? At that time, 9:30, I usually was going to the shop to buy carrots because I have some rabbits. And I wanted to go that morning, but I didn't. I was reading something in the computer, and then I got a message in computer that accident, and the first thought, Rokai. And then they write, Rokai. A man went with a dog and woke up under the train. And another accident was burning bus. The bus, the public bus of Kaunas started burning, and I recognize the smell because my car burned twice with the same smell. The smell is not like from oven, it's a different smell. Then the engine burns, and later it can explode, and the people were chatting. I evacuated all the bus because bus driver was in shock. He said silently, "Go out, we are burning." And then I screamed, "Go out, we are burning." After that, almost 2 weeks I could not take the bus. I was walking everywhere. I had to walk out my fear. And later I counted that this was the day of imitated death of my brother. So I was exactly the same age like he, the 39 years, 2 months and 10 days. But the difference was that it was the real fire, and his death is imitated. Now come back to the plain story that our government said it's not true. Lukashenko is bad, we must ban Lukashenko. Why they reacted so, and why rulers of Lithuania reacted so? Guess. Because I believe, I feel so, that the explosion, the plan to explode the plane was real. And my little sister, which is not little at all, which is the only left for me from this big family, works there. So if you explode a plane, you shoot 2 rabbits, you kill Roman Protasevich, yeah, of course you kill a lot of passengers, it's a big scandal, and you kill my sister. And it was only 2 minutes left till tragedy. And the first got hysteria prime minister, together president. Because my sister is also noble, she is from the same father, the same mother, so she's also a duchess. She's descendant of Grand Duke Radziwill the Black, and we are descendants of King Traidanis, which was here. He came to the throne after King Mindaugas as a relative. So now I want to tell that I don't have a castle, I don't have an army, I even don't have a job. I can repeat what I repeat in all my videos. I work in my farm, and as a very educated and intelligent person, I cannot stand all this low intellect and low moral people, but they are everywhere. And it's very difficult for me to go to market to sell goods, so I go seldom, not every day, because I cannot stand the atmosphere. Persecutions. I fought to avoid persecutions, but the people persecute me in all the markets I go, so I can sell sometimes, so I have very little money. Sometimes I have zero if nobody buys anything. I've been filmed. I was shown on TV with my 2 packages of cabbages, which I sold to one family for €3.60. And one lady came, I sold her for €1.20. I earned €5. So that after 2 weeks, they sent inspections for my 1 package of cabbages that I hid. So the life is like this, and they try to kill us all, but to sit. I tried all the techniques, avoid to be famous, because I was journalist, I was a lawyer, I was on TV, I was going to elections. I tried to step out, but nothing changed. Accidents, trains, burning buses, persecutions by agents in the markets. I've been persecuted by Lithuanian army major, woman, doctor. She's following me everywhere. And I know her name, surname, where she lives, because I also have some voluntary agents. They call me and say, this and this is this and this. And the people naturally start defending me, seeing this unjust behavior against me. She was attacking strawberries. As I live in the countryside, I found strawberries field near my home, 1.5 kilo. I even was managed to go on feet, picked up those strawberries, was buying them for 1.08 and selling for €3. So I was earning some 10 or 14 euros per day plus my berries, so some 20 euros, and we can live with my husband and my farm. So the system sent this major to attack me. She was screaming. I had to film her. So I can defend by masking in my partisan attic studio. This equipment, ear equipment from the real partisan attic from another farmhouse. It's historical. In our farmhouse there were partisans, and people who had to be sent to Siberia were hiding. And in the house next to me, people returns from Siberia house. Yesterday I learned from my father. So we were saving people for the good, for the better life, for to live in Lithuania, because we are Lithuania, we love Lithuania. And People's Republic of Lithuania, socialistic, they only pretend to be like this. They all want money, very big money, to use historical facts. Now they want land of Belarus, to use historical fact that this was Lithuania, Grand Duchy. They treat that there are no rulers of Lithuania. There is no monarchy family of Lithuania. And if there is, like with a new system, they found that we did not know. I did not know till this January. So they decided to kill us all. and in such a manner to solve this question of ownership. Oh, sorry for this word, ownership of Lithuania. So, my advice for terror acts organizers: you will not succeed, because always in the same organization there are some good people. As this story with the plane shows, some good people informed Mr. Lukashenko, and he managed to stop this plane and to stop his explosion in Vilnius airport. And as the measures were taken with all the seriously, I believe the threat was real, and the hysteria of Lithuania's government and president and self-proclaim we have a family that represent themselves like monarchs of Lithuania, like they own Lithuania. Of this communist family, the hysteria shows that the big operation with the bigger consequences, maybe with a local war against Belarus and Kaliningrad Oblast, was stopped. So if there are some generous people in NATO and secret army department, Gladio, and who are responsible for all these wars in our beautiful Lithuania, in our great duchy of Lithuania, that you believe that there is no ruler, and you believe that I know world's war history because my dissertation is about the new wars by ethnic background. I know how you did all this. So if you believed to involve people from monarchy families, so you are very, very wrong. Because I still on my way to understand how to talk to you, but from ages to ages people believed that monarchs are from God, and they treated us half gods. They believed our actions, our morality, and our intellectuality. But as I understand, this was something right, because our intellect is higher, we understand more, and we feel more. And I don't know what to add more, but I would advise to back off Lithuania, the minor, and the grand. Lithuania, back off.